here is how I bought my house for $4,000 and me trying to help you retain a house that is on the cheaper side without having to deal with brokers, real estate agents, banks, none of that. This is just going to be between you and an attorney and the court of law. That's it. I am just a poor person, a mother of 4 children, and this is what I did to get us out of being homeless, and it was 100% legal. I have nobody trying to take the house from me. All I have to do is finish paying the back taxes on the house, and the rest is completely mine. I have already paid the parish back for the back taxes of this house, so it is 100% mine. I just have to pay the city back so that way I can get a homestead exemption. But I did a succession and a quitclaim. Last video, I asked you to go and figure out if your state does tax liens or tax deeds. If you are in the state of Louisiana like I am, you are doing tax liens. If you are in Mississippi, which is another state where I am buying these properties at, you are doing tax liens. Tax liens is what I'm trying to get you to do with me and trying to help you get into a house. We are looking for the abandoned houses that have a chance of the owners being deceased, okay? Because there is a way to get into these houses quicker than a 2 to 3 year requirement wait for a tax lien. Do not bid on any of these properties unless you are ready to put the money down, okay? And always account for at least $400 or $500 extra to be added, okay? This is to cover yourself, to make sure that you have enough funds for the taxes and the filing fees and everything else.
Man, it doesn't take all that, guys. I'm not knocking what she's saying. And can it technically be done? Yes. But she's talking about some very advanced investor type stuff. And if you're simply trying to buy a house, a lot of you get enticed by things such as this because you don't have what you need to have in place to get into a home. And this is only going to give you heartburn. Woe is me is the sentiment, in my opinion, that is being put out onto the airwaves to attract those of you that have bad credit or you cannot truly afford a home, only for you to later be back online saying that you were hoodwinked and bamboozled. Respectfully, it's a process. Everybody shouldn't be a homeowner. And, this practice that she speaks of, in my opinion, real sketchy because you're attacking dead folks and the fact that they have not properly set up the succession of a property to somebody. This is just problems waiting to happen. Stick around to the end of the video and we're going to give you some simple steps that you can follow to get into a home, because at the end of the day, guys, it takes money to get into a home and to maintain it. And so this is what we really want to try to get to you. Hi, my name is Robert, and on this channel, we simplify the home loan process.
Y'all come with me to walk through a house I bought for $1,000 off of Detroit Land Bank. I got the house for $1,000 and I am from Georgia, and I decided to move my dad and my brother up to Detroit so that we can start remodeling houses. And I started with this one, and they should have gave me $1,000 because what the is that? Boy, you can't tell me that used to be a bathroom. What the What the Boy, I don't know if Tasmanian devil lived in it, but this is insane. But they should have been paying me. Who ate over there? I know that ain't a kitchen. Who ate over there? Man, this is insane. And it's a duplex, y'all, so it's 2 of them. Hey, y'all. And let me tell y'all, the other one look just like this one. I swear some spirits or something been living in here. Because ain't no way this just happened on its own. Like, they said it been vacant since 2012. And y'all, I think I'm going to pay them $1,000 to take it back.
Can you get a home, guys, with very little money out of pocket, $1,000? Yes, you can. But you see the condition that most of these homes are in. The internet wants you to believe that there's a loophole, there's a shortcut around your credit profile. Now, there are some loans that require less in terms of income documentation and things of that nature, but the trade-off is with a higher interest rate because it's more risk. My point is this: everything that you see on the internet isn't true, and you have to start asking yourself, why would somebody put these things out, and who are they trying to attract? Why would you buy something like this if you don't have the ability to fix it up and to rehab it? Because as soon as you get something like this and you bring it up to code and rehab it where someone could live in it, the property taxes are going to go up. You can't get around these things. Pay attention to who you're listening to and who you're getting information from, especially if you want to be a homeowner. You need to listen to people that are doing it and not just complaining about it. And why? Because of the first two videos that I've just showed you. So now we've established that. Listen to this next gentleman, and he's going to give you some ways in which you can get into a home and not have to have a lot of money.
Here's how you buy a house with very little money. And I know that sounds pretty silly to say because we're in a housing unaffordability crisis and homes are very, very expensive right now. But I have helped clients over the past 2 years buy homes with less than $8,000 in cash out of pocket. So it is possible. But how did they do it? Most states have down payment assistance programs, so I encourage you to shop around to different lenders to discuss what kind of programs they have and what programs are available in your state. Not all buyers are going to qualify for down payment assistance programs. Talk to different lenders about what programs your state has and if you can qualify for them. Also, closing cost assistance. So same thing, talk to a lender, shop around, discuss with the lender what you can qualify for and what programs potentially offer closing cost assistance that might make sense for you. And when you're making offers on homes, you also have the ability to negotiate with the seller to have them cover some of your closing costs. It can be harder to win a deal and get a contract on a house when you're asking for closing cost assistance from the seller, but it is possible. So you can get down payment assistance, you can get closing cost assistance, but you can also get seller concessions from the seller in order to pay some of your closing costs. This is how my clients have gotten homes and not paid more than $8,000 out of pocket. They've gotten down payment assistance and they got seller concessions from the seller to help cover their closing costs. So there was thousands and thousands of dollars that they were receiving in help from the government and from the seller in order to cover a lot of the costs to buy a house.
I think this is the way you should go about getting into a house with the least amount of money possible. But as I said through this whole video, if you don't have any money, don't let these people talk you into putting yourself in a situation where you're going to get foreclosed on or your life is miserable, right? But down payment assistance, I agree. That is a great source. You have to understand the program. And here's the 10,000 foot view. It comes in a couple of different flavors. The best are any funds that you're going to get that will be forgiven, either immediately or over a period of time. You have to speak with your lender to understand what the criteria is. And that's very important based upon your life expectancy, how long you plan to live in the home. Number two, the oldies but goodies, right? Your traditional financing with FHA or the first-time homebuyer programs with conventional loans. They've been very good, meaning the conventional loan programs, in that over a year ago, a lot of the loan level price adjustments that regular people would have to have, or move up buyers would have benefits with, they took those away and put them towards the Home Ready and Home Possible, the first time home buyer type programs on the conventional side. That was changed somewhat. And eventually those big loan pricing adjustments are going to go back to what they were. That said, FHA minimum down payment is 3.5%, in which there's down payment assistance programs that work with FHA that don't have income limitations that will allow you to borrow that 3.5%, in essence, letting you get into the house with technically your closing costs. And as the gentleman said, if you have a good realtor, especially now in this buyer's market, and you get any type of help from the seller, that limits or possibly eliminates your cash out of pocket to get in the house. But again, that doesn't mean you don't need any money. I wouldn't do that. Regular conventional loans, if you're not a first-time home buyer, someone who has had ownership interest in a property within the most recent 3 years, and there's a couple of exceptions we won't get into right now. Your lender should be able to help you with that. But 5% down. That's a minimum of 5%. So we have 3.5 FHA, 3% down, home ready, home possible, 5% down if you're a move up buyer, regular conventional person. That's not a first time home buyer. And then you have your USDA and VA loans that will allow for 100% financing of the purchase price. Again, you still have to deal with the closing costs. With that, all your deals you should be shooting to get seller concessions. And depending on the loan type that you do, you could go as high as limitless with VA if you and your realtor partner can negotiate it, down to 3% on conventional loans because of the loan to value based upon how much you're borrowing. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let us let grace abound. Watch these 2 videos here. It will help you on your journey. And until the next time, indeed, y'all stay blessed.